Guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT.
And a big thanks to Chris and Robert at Loki Subaru of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Tampa, Clearwater, Port Richey area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And that's for Chris or Robert.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Outback has been Subaru's midsize wagon/SUV since 1995. The 6th generation Outback that you see here was released in 2020, facelifted in 2023, and for 2025, we already reviewed a naturally aspirated limited trim, which sees some major changes for 2025, including now an available 2.4-liter turbo boxer 4-cylinder that we also have here for the top-of-the-line Touring XT. Unbelievably loaded considering a base price of $42,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So full LED headlamps, projector LED daytime running light, but a halogen turn signal, LED fog light down below, pretty solid airflow. No functional airflow in the corners, but up front for the radiator and intercooler for this 2.4-liter boxer 4-cylinder turbo, we get a very solid amount of airflow. Forward-facing camera helping us out with the 360, and a beautiful dark mahogany pearl metallic paint color. It's a little bit cloudy right now, but definitely one of the nicer colors available for the 2025 Outback, especially since it hides the plastic cladding a little bit better. The wheel and tire setup, the Outback Touring XT gets these silver and black contrasted 18-inch rims wrapped in Yokohama Avid GT all-season tires. Wrapped in 225/60 R18s, the 60 series sidewall should keep the ride quality really plush, and the square 225s with the all-wheel drive system should have no problem putting the power to the ground. If you take this Outback off-road, don't worry about any rock chips in the paint because we get some solid plastic cladding for the wheel well and rocker panel side skirt area. You get smart access for the driver and a front passenger, contrasted silver mirrors with LED turn signals on them, blind spot monitoring on the glass. We get chrome trim for the window trim, some beefy roof rails, sunroof up top, shark fin style antenna, same handle out rear, just no smart access. The rocker panel says Outback in the rear. Same rear wheel and tire setup, the only difference is a smaller brake caliper. I'll take a step back, hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile on this pretty beefed up wagon SUV, whatever you like to call it. Definitely one of the more practical vehicles and more loaded vehicles considering the price point. Speaking of price point, hopefully you guys can pick up at least something on the window sticker for this 2025 Outback Touring XT. There you go. Standard features, pause, take a look. It is unbelievably loaded. $1,064 for the popular number 2 package. That gives us the rear seat back protector, all-weather liners, LED upgrade, splash guards, auto-dimming rear view mirror, rear bumper cover, and a $347 wireless charger. After a $1,395 destination charge, we're sitting at $45,601, 25 combined MPGs, 22 in the city, 29 on the highway, and hopefully you guys can pause and take a look at all of the standard features. This thing is loaded, loaded, loaded. Out rear, we get LED taillights, but the turn signals and reverse lights are halogen, Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive in the lower left corner. Shout out Subaru of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. Outback Touring XT badge in the lower right corner of the trunk. No LED third brake light. The wiper is not housed underneath the spoiler, but still a pretty premium look and a very typical Outback design. We get dual exhaust tips too. And speaking of the dual exhaust tips, let's fire up this powerful 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer 4-cylinder engine and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer 4-cylinder sold by Subaru for the top-of-the-line 2025 Outback Touring XT. And it sounds okay, cranking out a lot of power at 260 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque. Made it to an 8-speed line-driven CVT transmission and all-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 around 6 seconds. Car and Driver actually tested this thing at 5.8 seconds, making it a no-joke performer, almost 2 full seconds quicker to 60 compared to the naturally aspirated variant. You get a top-mounted intercooler as well. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera, but what you see is basically what we get. No hydraulic struts, unfortunately. We can drop this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT. Now let's take a step inside and see what we get with a top of the line 2025 Subaru Outback. We'll turn the lights back to auto so the car's not yelling at me. We get soft touch materials up top, leather stitching behind it. Unfortunately, the car's gonna be beeping at me because the door is open. Anyway, the soft touch continues. Aluminum door handle, two-person memory seats, gushy soft leather armrest, four-window auto one touch, power folding mirrors. Materials down below are hard plastic. We get a booming Harman Kardon audio system here as well. The seats are really comfortable leather, solid bolstering for the top and bottom portion, fully adjustable four-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide with thigh support. We get a Subaru plastic step-in plate. As we step inside, let's do exactly that. Foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So for the most part, compared to the Limited that we already reviewed on this channel, this thing is fully loaded. There's not an option or feature here that we do not get. Heated and ventilated seats. We still get the 11.6-inch touchscreen. The steering wheel is leather wrapped. Solid 10 and 2. The 9 and 3 fits really well in your hand. The horn area is rubberized. The horn, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. On the left side, we get our volume and skip controls, AM, FM, Sirius, hang up and answer your phone calls, voice commands, and the adjustments for our infotainment. We got our song that's currently playing. We can see the clock, outside temperature, average fuel economy, fuel level, current MPGs, time, start, stop information, tire pressure, compass, GPS, and right back to where we started. On the right side, radar cruise control, active steering, heated steering wheel. We get our tilt and telescoping steering wheel on the left side. Stocks have a very satisfying click, auto headlamps, fog lights, no auto rain sensing wipers unfortunately, but wouldn't be expected necessarily at this price point. Leather stitching for the front and top portion. You get your trunk release that you can disable, interior brightness, and the actual button for the trunk release. Hood latch release, hopefully you get a good look at the pedals. The dashboard is all soft touch materials, 11.6-inch touchscreen. We get navigation here for the Touring XT. It's a TomTom system. The response is okay. I wouldn't call it the best. The resolution is excellent though. It's a little bit dated just because it's been out since 2020 without any serious infotainment updates, but it's still holding up relatively well. The home screen, let's check it out. Map, radio, media, phone, apps, My Subaru, settings, car info, and you can turn the display off. Here you can see your pitch and roll, maintenance information as well. You see everything you would need to see. My personal favorite would be the map. Before we check that out, let's check out this vehicle control page. With the dynamics control, you can disable X mode, cruise control, auto vehicle hold, steering responsive headlights, auto start stop, more settings, driver assistance. Very configurable overall vehicle. My personal favorite again would be the map, so we'll leave it there. And up top you can see the song that's currently playing, alternate to the GPS, switch to the acceleration, fuel consumption, and angle. Check out the temperature outside with a forecast for 3 hours and 6 hours ahead of time. You can also turn X mode on or off at all times. Beneath that, heated and ventilated seats, vent adjustments, electronic parking brake, aux port, USB-A and C port, wireless phone charging pad. You can press this button and view your forward-facing camera at all times. We get guidance lines but no trajectory. Backup camera, use the gear selector to go into the reverse. We get solid resolution, guidance lines, and trajectory, but since it's a vertical display, the backup camera is not going to take up the entire screen. We throw it right back into park, we return right back into the previous screen, cancel out of there. Leather stitching for your knee will often hit, massive cup holders. You'll fit 32-ounce bottles with no problem, gushy soft armrest. We get a two-tier storage compartment. The top tier will fit business cards, coins, car accessories, and beneath that should be able to fit 6 12-ounce cans. You get a CD player too. Haven't seen that in any vehicle in a really long time. You get more stitching for the front part of the dashboard, and beneath it you'll easily fit 3 pairs of socks on this top tier. Hard plastic for the glove box. It's lined in felt and massive. You're fitting 35 license plates easily fitting 2 pairs of shoes. Might fit a 3rd pair of shoes if you're under like a size 8 or 9. Digital rear view mirror. Hopefully pick up the digital function, the adjustments for it, and 3 garage home link settings. Sunglass holder, interior lights are LED. We can open up the sunroof. It opens up decently quickly. The shade opens up with it, but it doesn't close with it. Goes all the way out to the 2nd row. Poke our way out of here. It's a pretty nice day today in Port Richey, Florida. Sunny and about 96 degrees according to this Outback. It is hot and it is humid. We'll leave the shade open though, so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. But that's about it for the front seat, at least, for this 2025 Subaru Outback top of the line Touring XT. If we didn't check the windows, see if we get dual panes, we do not get dual panes, but they're a thick single pane of glass. Out back, let's see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials after we unlock the doors. So up top, we get more of that soft stitched material with soft touch in front of it, gushy soft armrest, auto one-touch window, aluminum door handle, additional one of our Harman Kardon speakers. You'll stack two 6-inch subs with a big gulp right in front of it. The seats, the padding goes all the way out to the door frame. They're perforated and very comfortable, solid legroom, and they're heated too. Legroom wise, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have about 6 inches of knee room. Headroom, I got about 3 inches for a wagon. This is a spacious back seat. You're easily fitting here behind your seat settings unless you're like over 6'7", 6'8", which, let's be honest, most people are not. We got map pockets behind both the front seats, 2 tiers of map pockets too, heated as we mentioned, USB-A and C port, air vents also appreciated. Interior lights are LED. We get a center cubby back here. It's pretty soft leatherette trim. You'll fit 16 to maybe 24 ounce bottles. We get hooks for both the grab handles in the back seat, and that's about it for the second row of the 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT. Let's hop out in the trunk, see how much space is offered back here, and then take this 2025 top of the line Touring XT out for a drive. So with the wagon, you get a massive size floor. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much cargo space is back here with the second row up and with the second row down. It is huge. You're fitting 85, 90-inch TV back here. The latches to fold the seats down are in the corners. You get a net on the right side and your Harman Kardon subwoofer on the left side. And it's a pretty high ceiling too, so if you have pets, they shouldn't have the hardest time being back here, and the step-in is low. At 6 feet tall, my knee is like an inch below the step-in height, so older or smaller pets should have no problem hopping back here. Secret storage, let's see what we got going on under here. Decent amount. Fix-a-flat kit. Underneath that is your spare. Hopefully we can find a way to show it to you guys. There we go. Not easy, little floor mats in the way. We can shut this trunk right up. The button on the right shuts it, the button on the left shuts it and locks the vehicle. We don't need a lock, so we'll press the button on the right. Gives you a second or two to get out of the way. If you have grocery bags in your hands, you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head. Anyway, so now the sun is coming out. You can see this beautiful dark mahogany pearl metallic paint color. It's purple from some angles, red in certain angles, and like a dark black in certain angles depending on the lighting. It's a beautiful color. Definitely one of my favorites for the Outback, and performance-wise, definitely my favorite power plant on the Outback. And speaking of performance, let's take this 2025 Outback Touring XT out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Subaru Outback top of the line Touring XT. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions: steering feels good, just like the non-turbocharged Outback. The brake pedal feels good, and the throttle response, it doesn't feel turbocharged. It really feels just about the exact same from a throttle response department as the naturally aspirated 2.5, as close as it could. Obviously the 2.5 is a little tiny bit touchier off the line. They did such a good job tuning this 2.4 that you really can't tell, at least off the line, that it's turbocharged. Once you lean into it and feel that boost, you're gonna know that it's turbocharged. Oops, hopefully that guy saw me. Taking a step out here, you can lean into it. Woo! Wow, this thing takes off. You can hear the blow off once you do let off of this throttle. At speed, it's so quiet in here. You hear the slightest hint of wind noise, but barely. Road noise doesn't exist. These Yokohama tires, they've been doing such a good job of making these premium and quiet all seasons, as well as their all-terrains, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different type of Outback. Hopefully you can pick up the overall isolation from the road. We can try out a real world turning radius test, open her up one more time. The steering is light, definitely a much lighter steering rack compared to like the Legacy we just got out of. Not necessarily a bad thing. Somebody that's buying a mid 40,000 fully loaded premium SUV with a turbocharger is probably going to want the more effortless feel from a steering perspective. Taking a step out here, we can open her up one more time. Boost. Strong. I kind of wish we didn't have those artificial ratios. They get a little bit in the way with CVTs. But with the naturally aspirated power plant, you feel a noticeable power drop because of the delay and the unnatural shift of the CVT. That's not the case really here because of the turbocharged power plant. It makes more of its torque down low, so the artificial shift getting you to the lower RPMs almost gives you an immediate torque boost. We can slow down a little bit. I don't want to let this guy make his left turn. Okay, now we can slow down a little bit. Try out about a half throttle moving pull. Boost. Strong. It feels very strong. The steering at higher speeds, I kind of wish it was a little bit heavier, but that seems like it's going to be my only complaint with this SUV, wagon, whatever it is you like to call it. It's a very premium vehicle. You get heated and ventilated seats, booming Harman Kardon audio system, 11.6-inch touchscreen, a powerful turbocharged engine that can get this thing to 60 in the mid to high 5-second range, all while getting about 25 combined MPGs. This thing is loaded, it is premium, and it has a lot of performance to back it up. All right, guys, we can try out a real-world turning radius test and then wrap things up. Turning radius, really sharp. About third throttle, good torque. At partial throttle, I start to wish that there were no artificial ratios, but that's my only complaint. The artificial ratios, which I always complain about, and the steering could be a tiny bit heavier, both of which I'm sure most people buying this vehicle will not necessarily care about. Overall, if you're looking for the most premium, the best performing, and most capable and spacious mid-size premium SUV wagon in the business under 45,000 bucks, you have found it. You're not getting a better value for an all-wheel drive, powerful, turbocharged, spacious vehicle with heated and ventilated seats, upgraded audio system for under 45,000 bucks. It's not going to happen. This is the best value, premium, capable, luxury SUV, whatever you like to call it, out on the road today. And I would 100% recommend checking one out. And a big thanks to Robert and Austin at Low-Key Subaru of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Port Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's for Robert or Austin. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel's just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.